everyone. Welcome to Melissa's Musing. I am going to be bringing in a friend today. Hold on, let me work this out. That's interesting. How did it know it was going to be Thérèse? Oh, maybe because she's tagged. I was like, Facebook's getting way too smart here. Thérèse is, it's like, do you want to invite Thérèse? It's crazy technology. Okay, so I just invited her in here. Let's see if she joined. Alright.
Hello.
Yay! Hello.
Can you hear me?
As you guys, I can see you. You look beautiful. So as you guys know, we typically do featured friends on Friday, but Thérèse, my lovely best friend and amazing powerhouse of a woman, works on Fridays. So we decided to create a win-win and do a featured friend Monday.
Even better.
And it worked out this week fantastic because John and I were actually coaching another weekend of Ascension Leadership Academy. So we were unavailable this weekend and on Friday. So magically, Thérèse and I align on a Monday. So tell the audience a little bit about you because they know about me.
Oh boy. My name is Thérèse. I am from New Jersey. Melissa and I have been friends for a really long time, 10 years plus maybe 15.
I mean, at this point, we're like 29, so probably close to 20.
We've pretty much known each other since birth. We were homeschooled together, grew up in New Jersey, moved to New York when I was 20, so I've been in New York 8 years. I bartend. I studied sports science in college, but my passion, my mission is to empower and health, body, soul, all that stuff.
Beautiful. So I love the reason that Thérèse is on the Musing today is because I got to be a part of a really important lesson last week in vulnerability. And one of the things that I've been really inspired by what Thérèse is doing and the message that she's creating is in her sphere, really getting vulnerable and real with her audience, the way that I do with you guys. And Thérèse, what did that look like? Scary, right? Scary as AF.
Terrifying. I was literally shaking and sweating and like, because I called you beforehand.
Absolutely. So Thérèse wanted to go live and share something really vulnerable about herself and her journey with depression. And she called me. Well, I knew it was going to happen that day because you let me know. But then she called me about before going live and was like, okay, so I just did the mock live and I'm freaking out. And I was like, okay, hold on. What's a mock live? I was like, that doesn't sound live at all. That sounds like you just need to pull the trigger and push the live button. So what was coming up for you in that moment, Thérèse, in terms of getting vulnerable?
Oh my God. Everything. I mean, for me, I think like I said, when you battle depression, I was talking about in my video, you work so hard to put a mask on to create this like facade of I'm okay, I'm perfect, I'm normal. And so when you go live in that kind of setting on a platform where a ton of people can see you, you are taking down this mask that you spent years putting on. So for me, that was the scariest part. Like I am letting the hardest, most challenging parts of me, the places where I suffered, where I was embarrassed and felt shame and guilt around how I treated myself and how I was dealing with what I was going through, that I wouldn't want anybody to know. And here I am going on this live being like, hey, so this is what happened. So for me, it's like literally taking down the mask and being real, and a place and like where you can't edit, where you can't put on, like, especially in the world that we live in today, I feel like it speaks volumes for that. Like you can't crop, you can't edit, you can't filter a Facebook Live. It is what it is, and that's it. So yeah.
I love it. And I feel like that really applies to a lot of areas, getting vulnerable in any sense. It's requiring the taking off of the mask. Like you said, so often in this society, especially the Western world, we go about every day. How are you? Good. How are you? Good. Like,
yeah,
whatever, not actually caring or seeming so. And then one of the biggest realizations for me and a lot of the girls that I coach who like are going through sickness and like stomach issues, the whole thing, one of them said like the most like impactful experiences for her was being asked how she was doing, and that, like, not having that automatic like regurgitation of good. So she would be like, you know, I haven't been feeling that well, and people would be caught so off guard, not know how to handle it, because they wouldn't want to like go beyond that like extremely surface level. How are you? Good. Bye. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact that you were willing to dive that deep and truly take the mask off, it's not only scary and nerve-wracking, it's like exposing yourself. And in a society where so many of us live in, you know, like a bubble of like a perfect life, right? Like social media, you can really present whatever you want, which is why I've made a commitment to Melissa's Musings and to be really real in this space. It's because so many of us kind of have this response. It's like, we'll see this couple and they're just lovely and like they go on vacations and dates, and then like 3 years into their relationship of beautiful Facebook that you see, because you don't have any like thing beyond that connection, you see that they're getting a divorce and you're like, oh my God, but they were so happy. But you don't know that. And so I think it's really interesting. You know, I was really inspired by your willingness to go so deep last week, and also was inspired by what came up for you, those fears, the stress around it, like the anxiety of really getting that vulnerable and that real with people, but then doing it anyways. So what was that like? But I do want to pause. Hi, Heather. Hi, Margaret.
Hi, Heather.
Hi, Lucas. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. There's a lot of you on here. Carlos, Brian, Ginger. Thank you guys for watching and for joining Therese and I. Yeah, I know that you wanted to join us, beautiful ladies. What can I say? Who wouldn't want to spend their Monday morning with us?
We're so modest.
Hey, what can I say? We're fabulous.
What was the question again? Sorry.
What was it like beasting through those fears and just going for it anyways? Like, oh, you know, like, whatever, I'm gonna freaking go for it, take the mask off, throw it in the garbage, and be real with people.
It was, I mean, it was really amazing, because I don't think any of us that do this go into it thinking, oh, I'm going to get a good, like, any response. You kind of are just like, fuck it, I'm doing it. Excuse me. Sorry. Like, okay, so for me, I kind of made my decision that day. I was like, hi, beauty. Sorry.
He decided he wants to be in the live. He opened the door and is in my business. So
I love beauty.
He's like, miss you.
Mwah. What was I saying? Yeah. So for me, like, after going back and forth for 4 months, being like, just do it, I was kind of getting to a point where I was like annoyed with myself. Like, how long are you going to get stuck in this fear of not doing it? And so I made up my mind that day, kind of, but I was still back and forth. And I started watching some motivational videos. I recently discovered Alexi Panos. I'm obsessed. And she asked,
I love her.
Yeah, she's amazing. She asked this question in one of her videos. She said, do you want to be part of the solution, or do you want to be part of the problem? And for me, the way that I was like,
yeah,
that's a Melissa.
I'm so enrolled.
Hand gesture. So, yeah, so for me, I was like, the way that I've been feeling lately is I feel so drawn to, like, not just being like, oh, I really care about this issue, but being like, how can I contribute positively to the issue? So when I heard that, I was like, okay, shit. All right. And then I had like gone to the gym and I was laying around the house all day. So I was in no way presentable for a video. So I was like, if you start getting ready at 9 p.m. at night, like if a girl puts mascara on at 9 p.m. at night and she's not going anywhere, shit's going to get real.
Yeah, you made the commitment and you made it happen. You basically set the stage for the commitment.
I was like, I'm not putting this on to have to wash it off for nothing. So yeah, like making the decision and just being like, this is happening. And then when I was like, oh God, I don't want to do this anymore, and calling you and getting that support, I think calling for support and then breaking through it and just doing it, being really humbled and inspired by each person that reached out to me publicly and several people that reached out to me privately and saying thank you, like I'm struggling so much, or sharing their own story, was like, that was really powerful for me. Because in the moments where I still have that fear come up, because I do, where I'm like, shit, what did I do? Like, I kind of want to go back into my mask and hide again. Things like that picture that Emma, my friend, made for me that morning, really like the love, the support, the likes, the comments, that gives me motivation to do it again. So
Absolutely. And that's what was really inspiring to me. You know, like the fear at the time was so great. You literally called me and you were like, I just put on makeup and did my hair. Like, give me the. And it was so funny because I was like, Therese, what is this mock live situation? You get to go live right now. And I was like, you called me to give you the kick in the ass to go live. Like, you knew that by calling me, I wasn't going to be like, do it tomorrow. Like, I was like, go live. What are you doing? So I love that you know, even though you faced the fear, the only way out was through. So
yeah,
exactly that, asking for the support that you needed, asking for, you know, me to be present on the video, asking, just making it known what you needed to then break through the fear, get vulnerable, get real, get raw with people. And then the response was what also inspired me. The fact that so many people responded in comments on the actual video, like there were so many people watching live. Like I was watching live and I could see people commenting and like giving it hearts and watching, and it was so inspiring to me. And then the next day when you sent me the picture, or I don't even remember where I saw it, like maybe it was on Instagram or something. Yeah, you put it on Facebook, but Theresa's roommate like drew her this amazing beautiful picture of a lion and like wrote her this tell everybody what happened. Because like I was like, oh my god, the amount, and like that ripple effect that you created for the people in your life, that gets to continue on. Like that's the inspiring thing about being a contribution to solving the problem.
Yeah. Like, so when I went to sleep I couldn't sleep that night. Literally, I feel like after you do something like that, your head is like, you know, you're like, I shouldn't have done that. Oh God, you know, like, so you have all these fears come up, or then you have the comfort of the messages. I do that. And I went straight to the kitchen, which I never do. I always go straight to the bathroom, and I see this thing on the refrigerator, and obviously immediately just like bawl my eyes out, because I was just like, it was the most, like the sweetest, most thoughtful, humbling gift I've ever received. Like, no, you don't have to do things like that. Like, no one has to do that. It's like, and that's, I don't know, it's like literally I'm taking that to the ends of the earth with me. Like, it was so beautiful. And getting something like that just kind of re-inspires me, re-motivates me that like what I want to do, what I want to create is this. Like, I want to spread exactly what the ripple effect was, like people talking about it. Like, I had the most beautiful conversation with one of my friends yesterday, and talked openly about depression and blah, 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 which I don't know if that would have happened had I not done the live. So yeah.
Absolutely. You're creating space. Hi, Michelle. You're creating the space and the permission for other people to know that it's okay to have things like depression, to be dealing with that, to not know, like, you know, where the next happy moment's going to come from. So being the stand and the support for those people and showing them that life is real. We all experience these issues. It's so powerful. And that's what the inspiration was. So truly, you guys, if you're on the verge of feeling like you want to get vulnerable and you want to connect with people and you want to go deeper than that surface level that so many of us are familiar with and accustomed to, if you really want to go deeper, I encourage you to. It is something that will create permission for other people in your life. It will be a ripple effect for those in your life who are, you know, maybe scared to share something about themselves. And we got to experience it firsthand with you last week, Therese, and it was so powerful for me to see firsthand. And I think for you to experience it and truly like break through that.
Yeah. That quote you said earlier, like the only way is through. I love that. I feel like everybody should like listen to it, say it, like embody it, because if you have something you're afraid of doing, it's not going to go away until you do it. And it's literally just going to sit on you until you do it. So it's like really making that decision, how long, and realizing when it comes to depression as well, like the only way is through. Like, there's no like getting stuck in it. The only way is through. So movement, like it's not static. You're not a tree, you know, you can move.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, this past weekend I got some, I learned a really important lesson. It was, you know, I was being coached by our captain of our team, Brad. And, you know, as a coach for other students, it's something you always want to be mindful of in terms of, you know, pushing students to be beyond their fears. The only way out is through. And it was really interesting because we were talking about shifting and like, you know, being, for instance, in a negative space and shifting out of it. And you can choose to make that shift in a year. You can choose to make that shift in a month, a week, a day, or you can choose to make that shift happen like that. And that's really the power. Like, so many things happen to us in life that are difficult to deal with. Look, I've got like hair flying everywhere from boots. Thanks, buddy. It's so great to have you in this video. It's so easy to get paralyzed in the fear or paralyzed in the sadness or whatever it is that we're dealing with in that moment. It can seem so overwhelming, so looming. And then, come on, like, get out of my way. And then to truly be in a space where you can shift and have it be consistent, like, time is the most valuable resource on the planet. So you can quite literally choose to sit in your shit for a month and have that be your consistent and your life and what you're carrying around with you, or you can choose to shift like that, like that, like that. Like, as shit comes up for you during your day, you can continually shift. And it's a practice the same way it is in breaking through fear. Like, John and I see it ourselves. The bigger the game that we play, the like more expansive that we get, the more things that we do, the more we take on. It never gets any easier. It's not like we're there, mission accomplished. As much as I wish that was how it was, it's constantly, okay, here's a fear, break through it. Fear, break through it. Ooh, uncomfortable conversation, time to break through it.
Yeah.
Client freaking out, break through it. Like, it's consistent. And only because we've lived that for so long, though, is it possible at this point to be in that committed action. Because 5 years ago for me, it was, oh crap, bad day, a week, shift. You know what I mean? Like, and so it's so easy to get stuck in our cycles. And that's what I really want to encourage you guys to do. If you're stuck right now, get vulnerable with somebody. Call Thérèse, call me. Like, we are absolutely here for you. Thérèse is embarking on an amazing new venture in life in terms of like coaching and facilitating fit. Got a phone call.
I was like, what's happening?
I'm just a really popular lady today. That's like the third phone call I've gotten during this video. Sorry guys, it's a Monday. What can I say? This is why we typically do Featured Friend Friday.
That's my
So thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you, Thérèse, for getting vulnerable again. This is amazing. I'm so proud of you.
I love you.
I love you too.
Henry
So,
says hi.
Hi, guys. I want him. Hi, Henry. We're ladies, though, so tell him that he wants us. Her. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching on this beautiful Monday morning. I know you're all busy with work and stuff, and I'm so inspired that so many of you joined us today for this lovely Melissa's Musing.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Bye, Thérèse.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.